Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This is one of those stories that I hate to have to share, but I feel as though I would be doing a disservice to my gentleman and my channel if I did not share this particular story with you. Okay? So the other day I got an email and the subject line read, "I do not know what to do. Doc, please help me." Now, usually when I get emails like that or I get taglines like that, I'm like, oh shit, what's really going on? Right? So a gentleman commences to sharing a story with me about how he was being extorted by a Filipina. Basically, what ended up happening, he met a young lady online. You know, they exchanged a few pleasantries, couple of messages, maybe she would show herself on camera every now and again, and as a result, he would reciprocate by showing himself as well. And next thing you know, he's getting a very aggressive message from this girl talking about, if you do not send me 4,000 pesos, I am going to share this with your friends, with everybody that you know on Facebook. I'm going to share it with your workplace, and I'm going to share it with everybody if you do not send it to me. So in a panic, he was like, I sent the 4,000 pesos. I sent it to her, thinking that it was all done. Probably about a week or so, 2 weeks or so later, same aggressive, threatening text messages sent again, asking for, I think it was like 6,000. And in a panic, you know what happened? He sent the money. Now, days go on, weeks go on, and you start to realize that the incremental amount of money that is being requested now getting a little bit more aggressive. And he's still continuing to pay because he's trying to save his reputation and his job, right? I hate to share stories like this, but like I said, guys, it's noteworthy, right? And I've told you guys time and time again, people think I'm crazy when I share this, but again, I want you to understand that everything that I do in my life is genuinely by design. Sometimes things happen by accident, but for the most part, I live my life accordingly, and a lot of things that I put out there is definitely put out there by me, for me, and it's also by design. As many of you guys know, I wouldn't necessarily call this individual an alter ego. I would call him an extended version of the good doc, Dr. Mike TV. And his name is Marcus, right? And many of you guys have heard the story of Marcus. Marcus was about that action. If you ask Marcus's body count, I couldn't tell you. But if you ask the good doc's body count, isa lang, just one. Y'all know my young lady. So what a lot of people fail to understand about the creation of Marcus, or the extension of myself as Marcus is completely separate from the good doc, Dr. Mike TV. Marcus went to a completely different school. Marcus held a completely different job. Marcus lived in a completely different city. Marcus was a complete, for lack of a better term, fabrication of the good doc, Dr. Mike TV. There was a reason why I did that. If I ever dealt with anybody that would ever try to come for me, they would be coming for the wrong person. You understand? Who the fuck is Marcus? Nobody know who Marcus is. Marcus is from Las Vegas, Nevada. Marcus works somewhere doing something in Las Vegas, Nevada. You go to my page right now on Facebook. Right now, go to my page on Facebook. If you guys know me, like you really know my legit Facebook name and you know how to find me, read my profile. There is nothing in or on my profile that will tell you anything about the good doc, Dr. Mike TV. You will not know anything unless I want you to know that. Do you pick up what I'm putting down, gentlemen? You don't know nothing unless I tell you. You know nothing unless I put that information out there. You don't know shit unless I want you to know that shit. And there's no way in this world that I'm going to allow Filipina to try to come out and finesse me like that. You know? There's no way in this world I'm going to allow a Filipina to try to outsmart me by trying to extort me, you know? And I really did feel bad for this guy because, you know, genuinely thinking he was talking to somebody that he could trust, you know, genuinely adding this person to his real Facebook page wherein it was attached to family and friends, co-workers and the like. And you know how people are. And again, this is more so for my generation. I know a lot of the younger generations, Instagram and all of that stuff, you know, it's a little bit different. But, you know, in the generation I came up in, which is Facebook, a lot of people put their real information. They put where they went to college at. They put what their occupation is. They put the city that they live in. A lot of people are really open to sharing that particular information. Not I. But as a result of that, it ended up biting him in his ass, and it ended up costing him severely. All because he thought that he could expose himself to somebody that he trusted. Again, ladies and gentlemen, some Filipinas know no bounds when it comes to extorting foreigners, man. They don't know. They don't care. Whatever's suitable and beneficial to them, they will do. And yes, it is the saddest story that I would ever have to share because this man don't know where this girl is. He don't know how to set up anything against her. Again, how is he even going to set up anything against a girl not knowing where her real city is? Even if he knew where her real city is, you really think that they're going to try to find this girl for extorting you? Probably not, you know? So I often tell foreigners, man, you have to create a separate identity for yourself for the most part. And you only allow certain information to slide when you feel comfortable enough to let them slide. And normally that just never happens with me. My girl, she knows about me because we went to school together. Can't lie about my information when we go to school together. And I'm cool with that. Right? You know, at this point, if my girlfriend wants to try to extort me, she can have whatever the fuck she wants. I don't care. Even though I don't really see a reason why she would ever do it. But, you know, sometimes you do find yourself in situations wherein, you know, if somebody tries to get at you in a way, you know, it sucks. It hurts you more in your heart than it hurts you more, you know, in your pockets and stuff like that, which is why I guess my man's was really okay with sending the money because he had a pretty good job, you know. And there are certain questions, and I'm just going to throw this in here because I think it's noteworthy. Certain questions that I refuse to answer when Filipinas ask them. And one of those is, what is your occupation? I don't mind telling them that I'm a teacher, but they don't know where I teach at. They will never know what county, what city, what state, never. Unless I want them to know. My audience, my guys, y'all know. I don't hide it from y'all because it's different. Most of y'all who are in the know when you read between the lines, you know exactly where I stay at and all that good stuff, right? I respect that. And for some reason, you know, it doesn't bother me because that's information that, you know, if I wanted you to know, you would know it, right? But in regards to all of that, I feel bad because this man is allowing himself to get set up. And like I said, losing the money, it sucks. But the fact that you're doing everything that you can to protect your dignity, protect your image, and protect your job, all because you made a simple mistake of allowing yourself to be vulnerable in front of some female that you really didn't know, I think that hurts me worse, right? So if there's anything that I want you guys to take from this video, you have got to create your own alter ego. You've got to be somebody completely different to these females, especially the ones that you meet online. They need not know your real information. I don't care if you're in it with all of the right intent, you know, when you have all the right intentions. You don't know on the other end of that computer screen if they have your best intentions at heart. You know, you don't know that shit. You don't know that. That's why as long as you don't know, until you really do know, everything got to be kept on the hush, man. Nobody should know your real information at all. At all. Right? And aside from that, got to be careful with the type of information you put out there on social media. Filipinos are very good at finding information on social media. Very good. Very good at finding information on social media if they want to. So you got to be careful with the types of information you put out there, gents. Don't allow yourself to become a victim at all. All right? I try my best to deal with females who have just as much to lose as I do. I tell people that all the time. I can't deal with females that don't have just as much to lose as me. Why? Because that don't benefit me. Because if she want to come for me and she ain't got just as much to lose as me, then at the end of the day, who's at the bigger disadvantage if that was the case? So just make sure that you keep your head up. Speaking to my boy right now, but all of my guys out there who have ever fallen victim to it, keep your head up. Just make sure from this point on you follow a strict code, one that does not require you to reveal or expose any real information at all. Okay? Because even this can happen to y'all, and I don't want this to happen to you. Granted, you may think, she's showing me this, so I feel right to show it back, or whatever it may be. Gotta be careful with that shit. Because some of them are definitely doing what they do to try to get you caught up. I don't want that to happen to you, okay? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get out of this bum-ass feeling bad for ourselves or others and stuff like that, man. Again, guys, I appreciate you guys locking into this video. If you enjoyed it, you already know what to do. Please feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Make yourself well-versed in the Good Dice content, ebooks, Patreon, all of it in the description area below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, keep your head up, man. Time for the Good Doc to go and get to getting. So with that being said, Good Doc is officially out. At least knuckle, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Makita, mabuhay. Peace.